Nicki Minaj being engaged in a social media war is just normal for her. But there's something a little different about this one. She's gone around accusing fans of sleeping with higher-ups in the industry for big payouts and saying they spread lies about her in return. It's looking like she's lashing out at innocent people online so she doesn't have to deal with some of her own personal issues, like the fact that her tour isn't as successful as some other celebrity tours have been. And now there are allegations that she's completely broke. So where did all of this come from and what's going on? Let's dive in because there's a lot of drama to cover. Ordinarily, once you hit a certain level of superstardom, the gossip about you just doesn't faze you like it used to. But that doesn't really seem to be the case with Nicki Minaj and her beef with TikToker Celebrity Blinds. This person wrote, "Nicki Minaj beefing with Celebrity Blinds on TikTok is so confusing." Okay, so let's get into Celebrity Blinds. She does blind item reveals on TikTok. A blind item is basically when tea gets spilled without revealing the source of the information. And Celebrity served us some hot tea on January 15th.
Here is a new blind item that it's allegedly about Nicki Minaj. Speaking of horrible people, this foreign-born former A-plus list rapper definitely needs rehab before she tries to do a tour. It will be awful. And again, this is allegedly Nicki Minaj.
Then she gave us some news about Nicki with her source in the background.
And reads, Nicki Minaj unabashedly calls out other artists for ruining this hip-hop industry trademark. The queen of rap has something to say about the industry letting in new artists. Nicki Minaj believes that rap and hip-hop have been watered down by other artists. She predicts that the industry's downfall is a result of letting everyone in. Nicki Minaj firmly believes that she is one of the best rappers and has set the pace in the industry. Nicki Minaj, the queen of rap in the music industry and the queen of drama. Although Nicki Minaj has her fair share of heartwarming moments that show her authentic, lovable side, it can sometimes be confusing when she finds herself engulfed in drama, especially with other artists.
Blind items are pretty common when it comes to celebrity gossip. What's surprising is Nicki Minaj's reaction to the blind item that this TikToker covered. Nicki wrote, "Once ugly disease allegedly is being paid to get uglier." I can't even imagine being called an ugly disease, but I'd be even more mad about someone messaging me and trying to talk smack to me at 6 a.m. Celebrity even has a pinned video where she explains what a blind item is and where she gets her information.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, blind items are essentially alleged insider information about celebrities that is leaked by the people closest to them. Descriptors are used in the blind items instead of names for legal purposes, and on this account, I am revealing what those alleged guesses are. Blind items have been around on the internet since the late 90s. I do not write the blind items that I read on this account. Most of the blind items that I read come from NT Lawyer, who runs the website crazydaysandnights.net. He has run this account since the early 2000s, and he is responsible for exposing many people in the blind items before it was ever in the news.
So she very obviously didn't make this up or take credit for the information herself, yet here's Nicki Minaj attacking her for it like she did. On January 24th, she posted this video with an overlay that says, "Decipher this Nicki Minaj DM."
Okay, I need help deciphering this DM that I got from Nicki Minaj at 6:01 a.m. yesterday that reads, "Once ugly disease allegedly is being paid to get uglier." What does this mean? Is she calling me an ugly disease? Is she sending me a blind item? I think it's funny that she's using the word allegedly since that's what I use in all of my videos.
Unsurprisingly, Celebrity's video exposing Nicki's DM got more than 500,000 views in one day, with most of the people agreeing that Nicki was definitely insulting her. One user suggested that Nicki was submitting a blind item about someone else. I think she's probably referencing a blind item and giving you more tea if you can decipher who, to which Celebrity responded saying that doesn't make sense. But I read blind items about her, so I find it hard to believe she'd be submitting a blind item to me about someone else. And honestly, I agree with that assessment. Celebrity dished on Nicki, so there's no logical reason that Nicki's dishing on someone else to her. That blind item did sound pretty insulting, calling Nicki Minaj a former A-lister. It's the audacity of the person who actually submitted that blind item for me. So that's what makes me think that Nicki was indeed insulting her. But it was this comment on Celebrity's video that won, honestly. Not you on Nicki Minaj's mind at 6 a.m. Facts. As a matter of fact, what do I have to do to get on Nicki's mind at 6 a.m.? Anyway, Nicki did actually respond to the post. Allegedly, they're sucking someone and being paid to try to tear down a tour. Sold out, sold out, sold out. Allegedly, you have a disease. And of course, Celebrity made another video.
What does this mean? What does this mean? And who is being paid? Because it's certainly not me.
By that time, the media picked up the story and started reporting on it. Nicki believed Celebrity Blinds received money to spread gossip to damage her Pink Friday 2 tour. She responded by accusing the person behind the account of sleeping with a married man and hinting at a defamation suit. Nicki did admit to being addicted to Percocet, which she was prescribed to fight menstrual cramp pain. She told People magazine, "No one told me that this was a narcotic and this was addictive. Luckily, I was able to ground myself, but once an addict, always an addict. I feel like if you've ever experienced addiction to anything, which I have, you always have to think twice and 3 times about the choices that you make." Then in 2022, she made this tweet, "I used to be happy when I was high, now I'm happy when I'm sober. No judgment to anyone, be gentle with yourself." Now, Celebrity has said this, "Initially, I thought the direct message about an ugly disease might not even be about me, and maybe it was some kind of code talking about someone else, but she confirmed in a deleted comment that she was in fact calling me ugly, allegedly. Haha. And it appears that she thinks I'm being paid to destroy her sold-out tour, which I can confirm that I am absolutely not." If you're wondering where you missed that confirmation, it was in this video.
So I totally missed this comment because it looks like she quickly deleted it after writing it, but she did answer my question. It is me. I am the ugly disease. So thank you so much for joining in on this chapter of Nicki Minaj's DM.
Then TikTok threatened to disable her account and she slammed them, talking about how the rules are different. Here's her X post. "They're allowed to bully you, harass you, swat your home with a toddler multiple times, and not be held accountable. 5 companies paying to slander you, never defending yourself against lies for years and years, but the minute you do, you're immediately silenced. Yet the ones spreading lies on you are not. Their pages are never deleted. You don't have to have genius tendencies to know why the rules are different." And see, I could be wrong, but I don't think the rules are different. I think she went after a blind item reporter and body shamed her, calling her ugly AF. And we've just evolved past this at this point. It's 2024, and if there's anything we learned from the Selena Gomez situation, where Kylie Jenner and Hailey Bieber body shamed her, is that if you must insult someone, make it about something other than their looks, lest you get canceled. Also, it's not like this is the one time that Nicki has defended herself. She's in social media beefs with people all the time. If there are allegedly 5 companies paying people to slander her and she knows enough to know there are 5 of them, and she really wants to defend herself, then why didn't she drop some names? I'm just really skeptical on this one. And apparently, I'm not the only one. Nicki Minaj acting like she doesn't know why TikTok is threatening to suspend her account when she's commenting stuff like this. And honestly, some of the comments here are pretty nasty. Here's one. "Allegedly, you've been effing and sucking a married man. Allegedly. It was an alleged blind, deaf, dumb item. Allegedly, you do drugs with a married executive. Allegedly, and God is about to pull you down to the pits of hell until you apologize. Allegedly. Allegedly, close your legs to married men. You are allegedly racist. And he told his wife about your bald spots, allegedly." So yeah, I can see why she caught a warning from TikTok. It's so much worse than Nicki just calling someone ugly. It's coming off as childish and desperate with all these comments. One person wrote, "She's 41 years old acting like a stan account. You would never see any other A-list celebrity doing this. She's a complete embarrassment." Another wrote, "Is Nicki talking about who other people are married to when her husband is on the list?" And that's in regards to her and her husband Kenneth Petty allegedly being on Epstein's client list, which was recently leaked.
"You can't embarrass me because there's nothing you can say that people haven't heard. But now I'll share your alleged tea and the executives funding you. There are no executives funding me." She also writes, "Your day has come. Allegedly, the company has been paying you to pretend these are just random, but allegedly there are 5 superstars who are allegedly going to sue you." So she thinks that there's a company that is paying me to post blind items about her specifically. She also writes again, "Pink Friday 2, Pink Friday 2. My top 5 on Pink Friday 2 today are: Pink Friday 2 broke the Spotify and Apple Music record, #1 for 36 straight days. No alleged here." What do we make of all of this? And what is she going to say in this interview in 3 days? I'm really curious. I have no idea what she is talking about. And again, I am not being paid to post blind items about Nicki Minaj. At this point, TikTok.
But if you thought that was the only bit of Nicki Minaj news, then you either don't know her or you don't know this channel very well, because you know we'll tell you all the tea. Meg Thee Stallion released a diss track called Hiss that appears to be about Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, being a registered offender. And okay, she went low, but then Nicki Minaj went even lower with her song Bigfoot, in which she says, "If you don't apologize to your mama in 24 hours, shit's gonna get uglier than Ken Barbie, okay? Don't play." Ken Barbie is a blogger who is most notably friends with Cardi B, who has also had her share of disagreements with Nicki. The blogger took to X and drug Nicki Minaj through the absolute filth. The fact that I be on this lady's mind is funny, but I love this. I get paid for this. Nicki, how are you gonna buy anyone's catalog when you got liens on your publishing and your tour deal? You blew your advance from your last tour, and now this tour is collateral, so you're literally about to tour for free because you owe Uncle Sam money. If that's true, then maybe that's why Nicki's so protective about the publicity for this tour and doesn't want people hurting its chances. Ken Barbie went on to say, "You want to holler that people judge your disgusting husband because they're not used to being loved, but you know who's used to being loved exactly like you? Wendy Williams. He loved her pockets to the end, telling her to do all types of drugs so he could keep digging in that purse while you sit up there looking like an That man is keeping you all drugged up and mixing your coke with horse tranquilizers and Ozempic so he can make you more stupid while taking your money and letting you look crazy. You have to buy love." Just damn. All joking aside, that's a more damning diss than anything Nicki put on her track, honestly. The blogger went on to say, "You have no room to judge anybody on anything. You have no friends, your brothers are pedophiles, your real dad is a drug addict like you, and your little sister is living in the projects. You might be Nicki Minaj on the surface, but deep down inside you're that hurt little girl that your mom abandoned in Trinidad till you was 5, and that's why you hate her. You want to talk about apologizing to mothers like you didn't hit your own mom, and as it came out your own mouth, you still haven't forgiven her. Mwah, no family, no friends, just coke." And then there are receipts showing she really does have a lien. There might be something to the story that Nicki Minaj is broke. Back in August 2022, she fired her assistant, Kate Miller, and she jumped online and made more than 20 posts about Nicki. "I'm Onika's ex-assistant who she fired for absolutely no proof of fraud with her bank account. I'm exposing all the files I have from working for her, along with the voice messages she sent me regarding many different people, not just Cardi B." She went in and said, "I have your tax refunds from 2021. When are we gonna tell the Barbs you owed the IRS $173 million since 2015? Renting homes is always the go-to for the Minaj residents." She even claims to have evidence that she paid to get Freaky Girl on the charts. Let's talk about you sending Robert Samuel 75 grand for Freaky Girl Abundance on the charts. But your fans love dissing Payola. You won't sue and you know why. I have it all on video. For example, when Kenneth pushed you off that lodge. Meek isn't the only abuser. Nicki did respond to this, saying, "Do you know how much money you would have to make to owe that much money to the IRS?" But the part that's interesting to me is this part, which sounds eerily similar to the current drama and the claims she's making now about people being paid to sabotage her. This is another fan base. They're going through with their plot to take me down because they see that all the lies they've made thus far have never worked. It's people right now that's paying entire staff to figure out how to end Nicki. I know for a fact from actual people that work for labels. So she definitely has a history of claiming that people are being paid to slander her, and to be honest, until there's some proof, it's a bit concerning. Like tinfoil hats and conspiracy theory level out there. But I want to know what you think. Why did Nicki Minaj go off on one TikToker reading blind items about her? Do you think people are really paying people to sabotage her tour? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.